Hi, Deck Reviews here, and today we're going to do a card clash. Alright, so in Card Clash we take two decks that are very similar, in this case the Bicycle Masters and the Bicycle Titanium Edition, and we're going to compare the two using the Clash board system, and we're going to find out which deck is better. Alright, so we're going to take a moment to explain the Clash system. The Clash point system consists of comparing the playing cards' colors for card games and for color changes. We're going to compare the longevity of the cards, see how long the cards handle excellently for a long period of time. We're going to compare the artwork of the playing cards, the spreading ability of the playing cards, and the handling of the playing cards, the handling quality. Alright, so first we're going to start off with the Masters deck. So the Masters deck consists of standard colorization, exactly the same look for the Bicycle deck. It has standard red, standard black, making it really good for color changes and card games. Yeah, really good for color changes and card games. Alright, and for the Bicycle Titanium deck, the deck consists of maroon colors instead of the standard red, and it consists of black. So because this deck runs black and red style instead of different weird colorizations, these cards are also good for card games and color changes. Alright, so for color changes and card games, there's nothing that stands out from the other cards from each other in the verses, so they get a tie. Because they both use red colorization for red cards, which is good. Alright, next we're going to talk about the longevity of the deck, the card's lifespan. The Masters Edition has a very high quality, thick B stock that lasts a long time. Yeah, quite frankly, it lasts a really long time. The cards have really good spring to it. The card's lapel spread's great. You could abuse it and take it down. This deck will keep on fighting. I could vouch for it because when I took this deck to Phantom May, the cards never wore. Okay, it wore down a little bit, but it lasted a long time. In fact, I still have my Phantom May deck. This deck lasts easily 3 times longer than a standard Riderback deck. Alright, now for the Bicycle Titanium Edition deck. This deck has a magic finish and a really good quality stock. The stock feels a little lighter than the Masters Edition, so it's a little bit flimsier, just a tiny bit. It's bicycle quality. These cards last a long time, but in my opinion, these cards just don't have the same longevity and lifespan as a Masters Edition deck. I took a Titanium Edition deck to a rave, and that deck got destroyed after about a half hour of magic. Alright, because of experience with both decks in the magic field, and I can totally vouch for it, the Masters win for longest lasting deck compared to two. It just simply lasts longer, the stock is better, it's easily better lasting. Okay. Alright, next we're going to compare artwork for the playing cards. So they both have standard faces, and we're just going to call it a day. They're exactly the same looking. Alright, now I'm just kidding. I'm going to dive deeper into the artwork and compare the two, because I'm thorough like that. So for the artwork for the boxes, this has a standard original bicycle face, which is cool. The original Riderback box in burgundy. It has metallic ink all over the box. If you get the version 2 version, this is the version 1, you'll actually get embossed lettering. So there's that box. For the box for the Masters Edition, totally new box for the front. You get this massive ace of spades, and then the sides look exactly the same as the other one, except it boasts its own unique finish performance coating. Alright, so now let's dive deeper into the Masters deck. As far as artwork goes, the only custom work you get is the ace of spades. It's massive, it's beautiful. I like it in red. Red is awesome. All the other faces are standard though. So the only special artwork you get is from the box and the ace of spades. Alright, so now the titanium edition deck. You get metallic ink on every single card. The back has red metallic ink. It's really shiny. It's burgundy red. This deck features no special artwork whatsoever, but all the red cards have metallic ink on it. And all the court cards, the royalty cards, they have gold metallic inks, blue metallic inks. Yeah, gold, blue, and red metallic inks, and this deck just looks absolutely amazing. Alright, so for the artwork of the cards, even though the Masters Edition has a custom ace of spades and custom box, I have to give it to the titanium edition. The crimson metallic inks look amazing on the backs. And the court royalty cards look absolutely stunning. So for artwork, the titanium edition deck wins. It's exactly as it was advertised. Very beautiful inks on the cards, and yeah, metallic ink's way cooler than standard ink. Alright, cool. We're finally on my favorite part about card clashes, the spreads and handling. I'm a huge card fanner, so here we go. So for the Masters Edition, it has a performance coating that's very, very smooth. It's not over slippery like the other Magic Finish playing cards out there. This deck has like a perfect smooth finish that makes fans real easy to do. Yeah. Giant fans are very standard. If you've seen a giant fan with a standard bicycle deck, then you'll already know what a giant fan looks like for a Masters Edition deck. Alright, and for the Titanium Edition deck, this deck is overly slippery out of the box, which is amazing if you're into card fans. If you're a beginner card fanner, an overly slippery deck's really good. Yeah, the Magic Finish is real slick. This deck's real slippery. It looks exactly the same as a regular bicycle deck, but with the glittery metallic inks, the fans do look a little bit better, depending on your sunlight angle. The angle of the sunlight. Yeah. Real easy to fan these cards. And for giant fans, let me show you a giant fan with the titanium deck. Yeah, the finish in here is real good. There's no, it doesn't go bad because of the metallic inks. It's a very fine quality fanning deck. Alright, so for spreading ability, the decks are tied. Their fanning ability is practically equal. They have the same finish. They were both real easy to fan. And yeah, I'll do say this though, the Titanium Edition deck does fan a lot better out of the box right away than the Masters Edition. But once they're both broken in, they're exactly like the same deck as far as fans go. So they're tied. Alright, so now let's get into overall handling of the cards, starting with the Masters Edition cards. Alright, so because the cards aren't overly slippery, you can do your cardistry cuts just fine. Springs are good, very comfy. The thicker stock, I like it personally because I have large hands. But if you have smaller hands, it honestly wouldn't bother you. Yeah, cuts are really cool with this. Very comfortable. The edges are a little rough. That's fine, it gives you better grip. And overall, yeah, this deck handles really good. This is a fine handling deck. The Masters Edition, I recommend it for its handling. And let me grab the Titanium Edition deck. Alright, so out of the box, these cards are harder to do your cardistry cuts. But once you break them in, it's about the same as the Masters Edition. It has smoother edges. The print run for the Titanium Edition deck was smoother. So that's props to them. You got smoother edges. And these cards also handle great. Totally recommend this for cardistry as well. And the paw spreads, great. Alright, so for handling overall, they're exactly the same handling. Although the Titanium Edition deck's harder to do card cuts out of the box, when you break them in, it doesn't really matter in the end, because in the bottom line, they handle the same. So, to get a tie also. So, based off the Clash board, let's see, for Titanium Edition, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Masters Edition has 1, 2, 3, 4 points. They're tied. So how do we pick a winner with this tie? Well, I'll give you this much info. As far as Magic goes, I recommend the Masters Edition. I think the Masters Edition is a better deck for Magic because it's much sturdier and lasts much longer. It has the standard colors, and it's also $1 cheaper than the Titanium Edition deck. So this deck will be easier on your wallet. So for Magic, the Masters Edition's definitely better. But for card games, cardistry, just hanging out, if you just want a cool deck, this deck, in my opinion, is just cooler in general. It's cooler in every way. I think it looks cooler in fans. I think it looks cooler in card games. You got these shiny cards, Like if you play a game of poker, everyone will be like, oh man, that's sick. If you're just looking for a cool deck all around just to buy, you want a cool custom deck that handles even better than a standard bicycle deck, definitely get the Titanium Edition. It's better in that regard all around. Alright, so that's my card clash. I hope you enjoyed that video, and thanks for watching.